We are here because you will remember at the Cleanathon on the 17th of January, we all took a pledge that we're going to take action through the year to try and clean up our cities and to try and do whatever we can to make an impact even at a personal level. And Amitji, you will recall you'd taken a personal pledge and Mr. Fadnavis and the Maharashtra government had pledged 50 lakh hours. I'm happy to say that they have done considerable work already. So you might want to just, congratulate him.
Just want to thank you, Honorable Chief Minister. When we were here the last time, there was a certain pledge of 50 lakh hours. And I believe some of the statistics that have come about, the 10 cities have been identified as ODF, and of them 5 happen to be in Maharashtra, and that remains a great achievement for the government of Maharashtra. We want to thank you, sir, for it. But we want to continue this, and we hope that we will all join together. We are here not only to just come and speak about it, but to become examples, and we're going to do some cleanup here. And we hope that this movement continues and we can keep our cities clean. Thank you.
Mr. Fadnavis, you're going to be cleaning too. Just wanted to ask you, the 50 lakh hours that Maharashtra committed, big number, and apparently something like 30 lakh have already been utilized.
Yeah, absolutely. I think 30 lakhs we have already done, will cross 50 lakhs. And just to tell you, it's not just 10 cities, it's actually 100 cities which have completed the ODF. And we have a 4-level system of validation. So at first level is at ULB level. So we are at ULB level, we have completed around 100. At state level, we have completed 50. And it is at the central level validation, which is an ongoing process. It's now around 20 cities. So maybe by 2nd October, 50 cities will be validated by the state government as well as central government. So 50 cities will be Swachh cities. It's not just the cities, I must tell you. 7,000 villages are ODF now in Maharashtra, and that's the highest number. In the entire country, we are the cleanest amongst the rural Clean India mission.
Nitish, when we started off, and when we were doing the first the Cleanathon and then the big Cleanathon that we did on the 17th of January, and that figure came in 1.2 crore hours that are pledged. And Maharashtra said 50 lakh hours. Were you somewhat surprised and said, how are they going to ever use it?
I was surprised, but also I think the fact that so many people are enthusiastic about doing this shows that perhaps we can do 50 lakh hours almost every month. If we can really get this kind of enthusiasm, I'm sure we can create many such Swachhta events.
Amit ji, जितनी भी यहाँ भीड़ है सब आपसे सुनना चाहेंगे कि क्या करना चाहिए उनको और स्वच्छता जरूरी क्यों है, तो अगर आप
सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सब लोगों को बहुत बहुत बधाई देना चाहता हूँ। आप लोग इतनी भारी संख्या में यहाँ पर एकत्र हैं और बहुत ही नेक काम में आप लोग एक साथ एकत्र हैं, काम कर रहे हैं। जैसा कि अभी मंत्री जी ने बताया और मुख्यमंत्री जी ने भी बताया कि महाराष्ट्र में जितनी लगन आप लोगों की वजह से हुई है, वो पूरे देश भर में एक तरह से एक एग्जाम्पल बन गया है और इसके लिए हम आप सबको बधाई देते हैं। और इसी तरह हम लोगों को आगे भी काम करना है। ये नहीं कि आज हम लोग आए यहाँ पर बातचीत करके चले गए। प्रतिदिन, जैसे कि आपने कहा कि अगर हमारा अपना जो व्यक्तिगत वातावरण है वो स्वच्छ रहेगा तो सारा देश भी धीरे धीरे स्वच्छ रहेगा। बहुत से ऐसे स्थान हैं हमारे शहर में जो कि महत्वपूर्ण हैं, टूरिस्ट आते हैं वहाँ पर, और उसे गंदा देख करके एक छवि जो है वो देश की वो अच्छी नहीं जाती है बाहर। तो हम सबका ये कर्तव्य बनता है कि उसको साफ़ सुथरा रखें ताकि और सारे देश के लोग यहाँ आएँ, उसकी प्रशंसा करें और हम लोग अपने देश को एक बार ये जो अभियान चलाया है आदरणीय और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, उसका हम उद्धार कर सकें। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सब लोगों का।
फडणवीस जी, खासतौर से जो ODF का जो मुद्दा है उस पर भी अगर चर्चा करें, क्योंकि एक तरह से स्वच्छ भारत अभियान के तहत इतने सारे शौचालय देश भर में बन तो रहे हैं, पर बहुत से ऐसे इलाके हैं जहां लोग जाके उनको इस्तेमाल नहीं करते हैं, और महाराष्ट्र में ने खास तौर से इस पर ध्यान दिया है कि लोगों को इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए।
मैं बिल्कुल मानता हूँ। देखिए, अगर हम जन भागीदारी के बिना शौचालय तैयार करें तो वो केवल एक रूम होता है, और जब लोगों को आवश्यकता पड़ती है तो शौचालय बंद कर देते हैं और उसके अंदर स्टोरेज चालू कर देते हैं। और इसलिए जन भागीदारी महत्व की है। और महाराष्ट्र में हमने ये प्रयास किया कि हम जन भागीदारी करें, जहां पर महिलाएं राज कर रही है वहां सफाई ज्यादा है।
अच्छा, तो मैं जरूर मनीषा जी से बात, मनीषा जी आप आ ही जाइए। तो इनका कहना है कि मनीषा जी ने नहीं वादा किया था 50 लाख घंटों का, आप कर पाएंगे?
सब लोग हमारे सीएम सर के इससे इतने प्रेरित हुए हैं कि जिस दिन आपका प्रोग्राम था हम लोगों ने आपको 50 लाख मैन आवर्स प्रॉमिस किए थे, लेकिन मुझे ये पूरा विश्वास है कि हम करीबन 60 लाख तक 26 जनवरी 2017 तक
आपको याद होगा कितना ताज्जुब हुआ था जब इन्होंने 50 लाख घंटे की बात करी थी।
और पूरा स्वच्छ भारत अभियान ये लोग भागीदारी के बारे में है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट पीपल्स इन्वॉल्वमेंट। सो व्हाट वी आर सीइंग इज इन मोर एंड मोर टाउन्स, more and more people are coming forward, and therefore we are totally committed to doing 60 lakhs.
Mr. Fadnavis, you must be feeling there is a certain issue in urban cities, not just in Maharashtra but across India. We have a bit of an urban mess. You know, how we are managing our cities. It is a problem. They're not as efficiently run. Sometimes the perception goes through as there are elsewhere, and that is also leading to the dirt and the lack of cleanliness.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I was amazed when I became chief minister. I could see that we are generating 20,000 metric ton of garbage, of the waste, solid waste, collecting and transporting 13,000 metric ton and processing 1,300 metric ton. So every day we were dumping so much of garbage, solid waste, and it was like a atom bomb. So our endeavor is to process the entire garbage, and I think in a year's time, Maharashtra will lead the way into solid waste processing.
But Mr. Fadnavis, if you look at the other problem, look, it's monsoons are there. It is going to rain. If you look at the country and also in cities like Mumbai, everything becomes flooded. There's water everywhere. Water is not going out. Now, very difficult to maintain any sort of cleanliness or anything when the cities are underwater.
Yeah, I think it's all, again, it's related to the cleanliness. So many times, if you don't clean the nalas or
the water goes
yeah,
through,
from wherever the water goes,
it blocks the
water gets blocked. There's a clogging, and then you see all the flooding in the city.
But this is a problem, Mr. Bachchan. You must be also thinking about it. And we think about it, you know, we have this habit that we think about it when the problem is there. It's monsoon, so we're all talking about water logging. And every day in the news, that's all you're seeing. This city is flooded, Delhi is flooded, Gurugram is flooded, Hyderabad is flooded, Mumbai is flooded. When winter comes, we'll be talking about air pollution. But this flooding is a issue in our cities.
Yeah, but the point that the Chief Minister has made is that, look, a lot of the problem is because of the garbage that gets dumped into these drains. Yes. If the drains are going to be clogged, there's no way that the water is going to go out into the sea. And therefore, this entire campaign of keeping clean has an effect on the flooding as well. So yes, there are certain things that, you know, you will never be able to fight against nature. And this is not just in the city of Mumbai. I know that many times we talk about cities like Gurugram and others where we see flooding happening. Look, if there's excessive nature, I've seen many big cities of the world, whether it's New York or London or other, they all have the same problem, sir. When nature, you can't control it.
But that, yes, of course, will be a fact of nature. But whatever the man-made issues are,
but there are certain basic things that we must pay attention to. And one of them is to keep our city clean, because then you keep your drains clean, and therefore the water logging doesn't, or the clogging doesn't take place.
If you look at the message that goes out in 5 out of the 10 towns being open defecation free, it's a big thing to have an entire town where there's no open defecation. So what did you do specifically to tell people, use it and do not defecate out in the open anywhere?
No, in fact, the first thing is it's a need-based program. So it is not that you don't have and we want to give it to you. The need is generated. So the sensitization is there, and mostly at the time of construction, the participation is there. So it's not a contractor-driven program. Had it been a contractor-driven program, we would have raised money and we have constructed all the toilets everywhere. So the number would have been much, much higher. But it is a public participation program. So we ask them to participate. In many places, they have been doing Shramadhan. So we just want them to at least curate whatever is constructed, or at least help us in actually digging this khadda. So all these things, which is the participation of people, I think that is the most important.
Identifying 10 locations. This is something that is being planned this year. It sends a certain message. Like in Mumbai, for example, it's CST. But there are Vaishno Devi, Golden Temple, Dargah Ajmer Sharif. There are 10 locations. These are places that we should keep clean. And if we can clean them up, not the individual area alone, but the area around it, sends a very important signal. And also these are places where lots of tourists come, as Amit ji was saying.
Yeah, I think that's really something we should do. If you inspire people, a person like Amit ji, who inspires people, if you inspire people, then people actually turn around the situation. And that is what we are experiencing. So I'm sure that 10 places which you must have selected, if we turn around those 10 places, that will inspire people to create 100 more places.
चलिए सर, तो आप यहाँ से तो सफाई का काम शुरू करते हैं और let's go and start cleaning up. आप ही सब, if you can all go to the various locations that have been identified, let's start cleaning up JJ Hospital, and then we'll continue to go to all other aspects of the city, and by the 2nd of October, all parts of the country. Thank you all so much. Please, let's start the cleaning activity. I can see China. China, what are you cleaning up there? Yeah, plastic. You can see the sort of muck there is. And if I can get a camera to look at this, what China is picking up. China, plastic is at the end of the day. And it is a message we have to pass on to the governments. Plastic is the root of the problems. Look at the amount of plastic you have here.
And all sizes, all shapes. And what's actually astonishing is the amount of alcohol bottles and plastic bottles here.
In a hospital?
In a hospital. So that's something to ponder over. But I think plastic per se is the biggest worry. You have an ocean of plastic below us in the sea, which we're not even aware of.
Amit ji, plastic is something we've been talking about from day one.
Yeah.
And you can see, if you look at the kachada here that we're about to clean up,
As
a lot of it is
Honorable
plastic.
Chief Minister just said, there are alternatives now being prepared. And as the Prime Minister has said, get an alternative for plastic. Use khadi bags, make them so that they can replace the plastic. And that can be. Also, one of the points that the Prime Minister has now started is another campaign for converting garbage into compost through manufacturing. And compost acts almost as a fertilizer for plants in your agriculture department. Compost also becomes a very important ingredient as far as retention of water is concerned in the soil. Most of the water that goes into the soil just goes waste, but compost has that ability to retain it, and that's very important as far as our flooding is also concerned.